Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I am Maurice Matthew, a self published author and of children's titles which aim to empower the family unit and strengthen the bond through play and imagination. Even though I am an author by profession, my best ideas haven't come from sitting quietly at a desk. As a matter of fact, I rarely sit at a desk. They've come to me while sharing moments with my child, such as role playing imaginary characters, cleaning up an accidental spill, and even laughing over a board game with some friends on the weekend. Play is not just a pastime for children. It Play is a lifelong engine for learning, growth, and human connection. Today I want to explore three threads with you. Constructive play, how building and making shape their brain. Role play, how pretending to be someone else grows empathy and expands on the life skills that we all need. And play at any age, how you as an adult can reclaim the joy and the power of play. I promise you, by the end of this, you will not only believe in the power of play, you will have experienced it. Everything we're about to talk about today is something that you've done, you've experienced, and it at some point puts a smile on your face. It keeps you happy, it allows you to expand on the growth and the development that you've done over the years, and you will continue to grow. Before we dive in, I'd like to invite you into a short exercise. You don't need to move or speak, just close your eyes if you feel comfortable, or soften your gaze. Take a slow breath in and out. Now, picture yourself as a child, around 5 or 6 years old. See yourself in a space where you loved to play. Maybe a garden, a living room floor, a playground, or even a quiet corner with some paper and crayons. Notice what's around you. What are your hands reaching for? Blocks? Sticks? A favorite toy? As you begin to play, notice the feeling, the excitement of creating something new, the curiosity to test what happens if you change it, the pride when you stand back and see what you've made. Hold that moment for a few seconds. The joy, the focus, the freedom. Now bring yourself back to this room. Keep that playful energy with you because today we're going to explore how that same spark, that same creativity can transform not just childhood, but every stage of our lives. And with that, let's begin with our first thread, constructive play. Constructive play is the quiet architect of cognition. For example, you take two cardboard boxes from one of your not so often orders and a ruler. That's all it takes to begin a child's exploration. With a moment of precision, a tower is born, with the ruler being used as a connecting bridge. It may be wobbly, appear impractical, but that tower and that bridge is all theirs, and they will take ownership of that creation because they have used their imagination and they have developed on the fact that this is what they want and this is what they are going to focus on building. You will tend to find that over the next few hours, maybe even days, your child will rebuild their structure again and again and again. They will experiment with weights, angles, toys, dolls, cars, whatever they can find. They might even be brave enough to put a glass of water on it, but they are experiencing the moment. Where as an adult you might look at it to be, oh, that's cute. For them, and in the wider scope of things, it's physics. It was math, it was design thinking, it was processing, and it was a thought process which allowed them to elaborate. What is constructive play? Constructive play is any kind of play where you make something: a tower, a Lego city, a cardboard spaceship, a sketch, even coding, a simple game. It's an act of turning imagination into a physical or visual form. Why does it matter? So, when children engage in constructive play, they practice problem solving, planning, and testing hypotheses. Neuroscientists tells us this strengthens executive functioning, working memory, flexibility, and even self-control. And here's where the research comes in. A major pediatric clinical report confirmed that constructive, developmentally appropriate play is essential for healthy brain development, social growth, and learning. It's not just about kids, adults, you, each and every one of you, who doodle ideas, sketch prototypes, make lists, or tinker in a workshop, are also engaging in constructive play. And guess what? It makes you better problem solvers in real life. Some practical examples you can see of this in your everyday is by you give a child loose parts, cardboard boxes, piece of cardboard, some paper, string, fabric, and watch creativity explode. You offer design challenges, build the tallest tower with only 10 straws, or even if you switch it and you go for adults, test brainstorming as play. No judgment, just rapid building of ideas. Pick a word, see what associate, word association, bring it all together. Constructive play is not about perfection, it's about the repetition. You build, you fail, you reflect, and then you rebuild. The loop is learning. And now let's move from building with our hands to building with our imaginations. Role play. Walking in another person's shoes. Imagine, let's imagine a classroom where students role play a social interaction. Something simple as buying a coffee. One is a barista, another is a parent wanting to order whilst they're being distracted by what their child is doing. Another, an impatient character. They order, express frustration, accept reality, and the story progresses. However, they're not just replaying a moment, they're living it as they're learning key elements which will help them. So, what roleplay does? Roleplay allows us to step into someone else's perspective. It improves empathy, communication, moral reasoning, and problem solving. With research across education and healthcare showing that roleplay improves communication skills, critical thinking, and even therapeutic relationships. But why does it work? When you roleplay, you suspend your own perspective, you take a moment, you step back, and you try on another. It's like an alter ego. The brain responds as if it's rehearsing real experiences, strengthening social and emotional learning. You're ruminating on a situation which is what's happened, and now you're learning to move forward from it, with redefining the growth of it all and how best to use it. So, for you to use it best, you set a safe space, you define boundaries and the purpose of the roleplay. What is your desired outcome? Why are we doing this? You assign roles with real stakes, differing viewpoints, make the play richer, like create different characters, empower them. You then provide prompts, sentence starters, reduce the anxiety of the not knowing, and you have a more defined outcome. You can then enlist the help of a debrief afterwards. Debriefing the role play afterwards allows for reflection, which turns role play into insight. Beyond the classroom, in medical training, students practice patient interviews. In corporate settings, managers role play conflicts to practice negotiations, even in interviews. In community work, roleplay helps people understand disability, migration, or social issues from the inside out. Roleplay is rehearsal for life. It's how we prepare for the it's how we prepare for the conversations and challenges that really matter. We have predefined scenarios, however, a roleplay allows us to step out and take it from a different perspective. Earlier, we connected with play through the eyes of your child self. Now, let's explore what it feels like to reclaim play as an adult. Once again, if you feel comfortable, close your eyes or let your gaze soften. Take a deep breath in and out. Picture yourself in your current life as you are now. Maybe you're at home, maybe at work, maybe outdoors. Now imagine you've given yourself permission to play freely, without purpose or judgment. See yourself dancing in your kitchen, laughing with friends of a silly game, tinkering with a hobby, or trying something creative, just for the joy of it. Notice the lightness in your body, how stress loosens, how your breath deepens, how your mind feels more open. Feel that sense of connection with yourself, with others, with the moment. Hold on to that feeling. That is play, not childish, but deeply human, and it's always available to you as a tool for resilience, creativity, and joy. Now, let's talk about how to invite more of that playfulness into your everyday life. Let's take a minute and zoom out now. If you think play ends with childhood, then I believe you've been misinformed. Adults who play tend to be more creative, less stressed, and are oftentimes more connected to others because they continue to maintain that bond that they have with other people through play. The research shows playfulness in adults correlates with better mental health, greater adaptability, and studies also reveal play strengthens social bonds and boosts creativity. Whether that's board games, dancing, improv, gardening, building Lego, it's all a form of creative play. Why does it matter for adults? Why does it matter for you? Life life is stressful. Play offers a buffer. It's a pressure release valve, but also a source of resilience. You can factor this into your life with a 15-minute scheduling, where it be something that you enjoy briefly, where it be drawing, building Lego, gardening, you name it, you do it. And it may even be cooking, try a new recipe. But that's your form of play, if that's how you want to perceive it. Playful rituals at work is also something you can do, starting a meeting with a creative icebreaker. And then if that's not working for you, then you seek community play. You join a gaming group, you go to a racket club, a theatre group, a maker club, a dance club, a dance studio. There's ways around this, and for neurodivergent adults and youth, collaborative games like tabletop RPGs provide safe spaces for social practice, creativity, and connection. Play play is not childish. Play is human. Play is me. Play is you. Play is something that we've all done, and that we continue to do, whether we do it actively or indirectly. But it helps us through life. Now it's time for you to experience it. I want you to take a moment, think of how you can schedule and apply play into your continued development. Take 5 minutes, do what you have to do, run through the thought process. Imagine the last time you played and you had fun with it. Get a pen and paper and make some notes. Use the cardboard box that you have from your order. There's ways around it. Before we move on, I want to pause for a moment to acknowledge something important. Whenever I speak about play, I know many parents and carers start to feel a little pressure. You might be thinking, I don't have time to play every day. I'm not very creative. I don't know how to do it. I don't have the right toys or resources. Or even, isn't play just a bit of fun? Surely there are more important things for children to be learning. If any of that feels familiar, let me reassure you, you're not alone. These are common concerns and they are completely normal. The wonderful thing is, play doesn't need to be complicated, expensive, or take a lot of time. Even if you can do just 10 minutes of focused, engaged play with your child, that can make a meaningful difference. Now, I want you to take a moment just quietly to yourself and think about this. What is the main barrier that has stopped you from playing with your child recently? Next, think about this. What is one small way you might overcome that barrier? It could be as simple as setting aside 5 minutes after breakfast, using a cardboard box from the recycling, following your child's lead for a few minutes while they play. You see, you don't need to lead every moment, and you don't need to have all the ideas. Some of the richest play experiences happen when you simply follow your children's imagination. A saucepan becomes a drum, a blanket turns into a superhero's cape, a pile of cardboard boxes transforms into a rocket ship, a fort. Remember, play isn't about doing it right, it's about being present, sharing curiosity, and giving yourself and your child permission to explore and imagine together. That's where the magic happens. In It happens in the laughter, the problem solving, and the unexpected ideas that merge when you relax into it. You both become one and you share the experience. As we close, I don't want this experience to end here in this session. Play, after all, is something that grows when we take it with us into daily life. So, I'd like to leave you with four reflective questions. They're not tests or assignments, they're gentle prompts you can return to in your own time. You might write about them in a journal, discuss them with a friend, or simply carry them in the back of your mind. Here are the four questions. When do I feel the most playful in my everyday life? And what does that reveal about me? How can I bring a spirit of constructive play, experimenting, building, testing, into challenges I face right now? Where might role play, stepping into another's perspective, help me deepen empathy in my personal or professional life? What small intentional act of play can I commit to this week to support my well being, creativity, or relationships? Take these questions with you, let them work quietly in the background, because sometimes sometimes the most powerful learning comes not in the moment but in the reflections that follow. Now it's time for you to experience it. Take a moment and think of how you can schedule and apply play into your continued development. What does that look like for you? How do you apply role play into dealing with difficult situations? Make notes on it. You've got the time for it. You can make the time. As an author, as a father, more so as a father, I love making the time to play because play gives that element to build bridges, bridges which connect two distant points, helps me connect with my child more. It builds a bridge between imagination and reality, between people or groups who may disagree, between what is and what might be. Please find the time to protect unstructured time for constructive play. It's brain building. Use role play intentionally to teach empathy and communication. Cultivate adult playfulness as a habit for well-being and creativity. My invitation is simple. Play more, play seriously, play at every age. Because play doesn't just pass the time. Play builds minds, play nurtures growth, play expands on what you know and who you are. Thank you. I am Maurice Matthew. It has been a pleasure being here today, and I look forward to your questions. So please do put them in the comment section, and in the remaining time that we have, we will try to get through as much as we can.